Bunbury? Good morning. It's currently 7:30. We're running actually a little bit late. We were supposed to leave at 7 if it wasn't for my antics of not setting my alarm. But we're on our way to Bunbury. We thought it was going to be Mandurah, but it turns out I'm getting in the left lane. And we're going to Bunbury. So a 2-hour trip from Perth is on its way. And good vibe, nonetheless, yes. But good vibes so far.
Yeah, now, despite Seb, his preparation obviously didn't go out last night, still managed to make myself and Alex wait.
The recovery though, geez.
Tough gigs, waking up early. Seb's taken the wheel, which is a good thing because at the end of the day I think Seb's more willing to run the risk of getting speeding fines than I am. So it looks like 9 o'clock still on the card. Estimated arrival 9:08, so we'll see how that one goes.
The things that I love to the things that I love. I got to show love, look, yeah, there's one thing you cannot do.
Half an hour in. Thank you. Half an hour in, we've made little to no headway. Still got an hour to go. As you can tell, the estimated arrival has now gone up to 9:09, so a slight detour there. We won't get into the details, but it's tough out here. We're doing it really tough. Still an hour to go, and I don't know how much longer I can maintain Seb's company in such a confined space.
Yeah, there's not much to see on this drive apart from the old Mercurial upside you get to see every couple of minutes. The fuel tank has definitely taken a beating in the last hour or so. If it gets to that stage, I'm not willing to fuel it up, so we will be pushing the Commodore back if need be.
As anyone else, yeah, it helps. See that amazing feeling, I know you feel it.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No, I hadn't.
Are we there yet?
Holy shit. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Road to the Draft. Hayden, we're at that business end of the draft now. It's, waffle season's now done and dusted while we're heading into finals. But waffle season's just about over. What are we expecting today?
Well, obviously, as you said, waffle season's done and dusted, getting into some busy draft action. So we're gonna expand. We're just gonna. There's more than the draft talents than we've looked at.
Yes.
So we've got so many more to go to. And Seb, you were complaining last week. Kalen Lane, you were complaining.
Spearwood was a 30-minute drive, but you know where we are now, Hayden?
Where are we?
We're in Eaton, okay, which is 2 hours outside of Perth, but it's for good reason, isn't it, Hayden?
It is. We've got a very special talent on today, and every week we try and pump them up, but there's no better way to pump them up than to just get them on and get them chatting. So Isiah, come on. There he is.
Oh, yeah, mate.
Good to see you, mate.
There he is, Pure Thunder product. Now, you've played a few games of league this year, is that correct?
Yeah, 3 now. 3.
Yeah, okay, beautiful. And obviously, season finished yesterday, as the time of recording is. How'd you find the whole league experience this year?
Oh, I reckon it's great. You just play with some good footballers and a lot of bigger bodies, so yeah, I love it.
Now, we talk about league debuts and getting on road to the draft. For you, what's probably the bigger achievement at this point in your life?
Probably road to the draft.
Yeah, fair call. All right, well, we've got a bit to do today, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, got the kick to kick, obviously, the usual stuff, the skills short, and I'm sure the second you got that first message from us, you would have been, all right, I need to practice my goal kicking, the big game of pig. Seb just taken the lead away
I've
from me,
taken the lead over
3-2.
you. The guests are on probably 10 plus at this point.
Yeah, so the guests are out of it. We don't care. But it's very tough for the guests initially. We've sort of figured out. So the first time on camera, a lot of guests tend to crumble. A lot of guests tend to suffer that first time. So how do you think you'll fare under the pressure of the camera?
Oh, I'm not sure actually. Might crumble, but I reckon I've got it.
I like the confidence. Right, we'll get into it and we'll get going. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Alright, so getting into the skills drill now, obviously Seb and I have really been honing our skills all year. Sort of gameplay, moving it up the field is something we maybe need to work on. We've got the skills now. It's
Just getting the ball, I think.
Yeah. Well, that as well, but you can't really teach that. But what have you got in store for us today?
So yeah, we are going to work the football up the field. So basically we're just going to kick the ball around, chip it away, and hopefully get it into the forward and kick a goal.
All right, beautiful.
I don't mind that.
No
Hopefully
issues there.
Seb isn't on the receiving end.
Yes, that's it.
The little chiseler. Yeah. Get in, Seb. You can step forward, you like.
Stepping forward 10 metres.
Alright, now young Isiah here recently got invited to the draft combine. Obviously, Seb and I both very rough. I think they must have got our emails mixed up because neither of us managed to cop an invite. So hopefully he'll go there and ask, where's Seb and
I'll tell you what, he might have made us drive 2 hours and spend half a fuel tank, but geez, he's a Mercurial talent. He's a good looker too. Smooth talker, smooth move, all around just a really good one.
I know it's my first time on this, but I thought it was illegal to wear shorts that short.
Alright, we're done with all our training. It's time for the big game at Pig. I'm coming off a big W against Kalen Lane and obviously Hayden. So I'm feeling pretty good. Hayden, it's been months since you last tasted victory.
Yeah, look, I know it was a long time for you as well, but droughts were made to be ended, obviously. We've still got a fair few episodes to go, and I'm sort of just hoping I'll get on a good run of momentum late, keep it interesting for the fans. I don't just want to run away too early. And obviously, it's the first time on, always nervous in front of the camera the first time. How are you feeling now? It's really coming down to our crunch time.
Oh, I feel like it's a home advantage, so I feel pretty confident. Yeah, so I feel like...
He knows the ground better than
I
anyone.
feel like I'm going to get the win here.
Okay.
Knows the wind, knows the ground.
Just going to start off easy with a 40-metre bomb.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That is as good as it gets, gee.
September now. That means it's been 9 months of doing this, and never have I got in a game of pig. If the time is ever, it's probably not now. Now the plan here is to play to my weaknesses, and my weakness is accuracy. So it's really just all about luck with this kick.
Oh, he's got it.
Nailed it.
He's got it. Oh!
Alright, so we're not even on the ground now, not even in the vicinity of playing grounds. Not my greatest style, honestly, probably the worst start I've ever had. So we're going to take it to my strengths, and that is dribble kicking. So let's see how we go here. Let's go!
Yeah! Oh! 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 How about that?
This could be the win. Wait, could it? Are you both on PI? Yeah. Oh, this could be the win. This could be it. No, it's not. That's no.
So I found out that I'm a long way from where I'm supposed to be up forward. Hopefully I can get this one to go. Yeah!
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah! Come on!
Everyone's on PI. Here's what it comes down to. Oh, geez, it's so much at stake right now.
To think maybe I don't deserve to win this game. But now it's about proving myself wrong. For the win, baby. Oh no!
And with his kick.
Oh, the game on the line. It could be worth it, Mum. Oh! Oh! Yeah! Oh! You know, the sweetest part about this is not only am I now a better footy player than Seb, but I've also got a better mullet than Seb, and that was the main goal coming out here. So it's just general wrapped, you know. And we were just talking. No one has won on their first time since Logan McDonald on his first time. So it's been months, so I'm looking forward to these new guests we're getting, brother. Clutch win there, bring it back to 3-3 between Seb and I. Seb, well, before we get to you, Seb, how are you feeling about the whole experience?
I really did think I was going to get that. It felt good off the boot, and sometimes it's just not meant to be. We talked about it not being worth coming out here if we couldn't even get him on the ladder. I hate him. We ended up beating him. And now, obviously, the draft combine, they've talked about it. All the invites have gone out. Hayden, I'm not sure what's happened to ours.
I did just mention that earlier during the kick, obviously. Not sure what's happened to ours. Isiah, obviously, as I said, no one has won on their first time since Logan back in, I believe that was March, maybe?
March, February.
So it's been half a year since anyone's won on their first time. You couldn't break that drought. Obviously, we will get you on again. What's the plan from here on out?
Oh, probably just come down here every day and just kick some goals from some pockets. And,
make sure you work on that dribble out there because it's really important.
Yeah, work hard. The shots you won't get in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, we'll wrap it up. We'll get into some questions and we'll hit the road.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We saw what you were about out there. You know, skills a bit sharper than ours, but in your own words, you know, what's your role on the footy field and how do you like to go about playing it?
I think my role on the footy field is just to try and break games open and just use my skills to the best of my ability. And I think like to think as a pretty silky player out there.
That's a fair assessment, just silky. Now, this year's been a bit of a tough one with footy and obviously the virus. We're just wondering, obviously me and Hayden, we struggled to get through that whole lockdown phase, not being able to get out there and get our skills honed in. But how did you deal with the lockdown personally and keeping up with your footy skills?
Actually, we were a bit fortunate in WA, so it didn't last that long. But so I actually took up a bit of boxing and training and all that stuff, and just came back, tried to come back a bit better.
Yeah.
All right, and whatever you did in that pre-season, you know, that extended pre-season, it obviously worked for you. You managed to get a few league games out this year. What was that whole seniors footy experience like? We touched on it a bit earlier, but you know, going out there, playing against those bigger bodies, preparing you for what it would be like at an AFL level. What was that whole experience like?
Oh, it was obviously having a few ex-AFL players there around me. It's a bit surreal really at the moment when you're playing at a young age.
The season finished yesterday for Peel, probably as a team, not the way you wanted to perform this year, but personally, how did you feel like you went throughout the year as a whole?
So going through Colts, I feel like I played pretty well. Playing league, towards the end I feel like I got my footing, so felt like I was able to make a difference out there. So yeah, I feel like I had an all-round good year.
Yeah.
All right, and obviously we're in September now. We're starting to get more information on the draft. It's looking like being a December draft, and we've now got the combine. The invites have gone out. How are you feeling about that? Obviously, you'd be pretty stoked and excited. And what are you thinking going into that about your strengths and weaknesses?
I'm pretty excited, very excited actually. So probably running is one of my weaknesses, so that's what I'm really focused on this month, and I feel like my agility and my sprinting is going to help me a lot.
Definitely. Now, looking away from the draft now, just your personal goals and what goals have you set for come that draft time or the combine even that coming up at the end of the month? What do you really want to improve on come the testing time?
Yeah, so testing time, like I said, the 2K time trial is something I really want to get a good time in, and obviously a long-term goal at the end of the year, hopefully get picked up by an AFL club, but that all comes down to the draft combine and how all the matches go.
Yeah, and you know, you look back from what's been an absolutely hectic year, probably one of the toughest draft years that you ever would see. It's a slightly smaller draft crop, most likely. Obviously, it's been such an interrupted season, been so tough to show yourself and show how good you can be. But if you look back from this year compared to this time last year, how much do you think you've improved as a football player, both in the skills side, fitness, mentally, and how happy are you with your progression over the last year?
I've come a long way, I reckon, with my football. Slimmed down, athleticism-wise and all that kind of stuff. Mentally, was lucky enough to be the captain for the Colts team this year.
Great to get you on, Izzy, and can't wait to get you on again, and hopefully we can make it worth your while and you can really get going in that second time in the pig game.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers to that, mate.
Cheers.